Might as well record this if it works. It doesn't always work. This is how you would, starting from what is now in my recycle bin, go from, come on, this type of thing, that other one in there as well is something that needed some converting. Let's see where it go. So this here, ISO, it's just a, what they call an image file for a DVD. So it's just byte for byte. What would appear on a DVD, this particular DVD, is pertaining to Scarlatti, I guess Michelangelo Scarlatti, pianist playing Chopin and Debussy, two composers, classical composers, two of my favorites, in fact. And so I needed to install that magic disc, which is no longer here, in order to open up the disk, the ISO file. I can run that magic disk. I made a restore point, another restore point. Anyway, running this thing allows you to mount something. To mount means almost like what it sounds. You have something that is some kind of media that can be read, and to mount it is to put your system into a state such that it can read the data from that media that you have that is in a form that you can't read directly, but if you mount it, you give this thing a drive letter, and it appears on your system as though it were just another drive, like a DVD drive. After I've done that mounting, my computer now contains it looks like there's a DVD here, you see, and a DVD contains usually these two directories. Now I don't know about just, this one's empty, about just copying these files. Maybe that would work. I haven't tried it. Maybe I can. It appears as though they're the same as what I have. I used the DVD Decrypter in case there's any protection on these files, but there doesn't appear to be. So this is probably 100% identical with what I created in here using DVD Decrypter. Well, you might want to know about DVD Decrypter anyway. DVD Decrypter, amazingly, is a program that you can install without requiring administrator privilege. In fact, I've been noticing lately that I've been able to do that, and I think it's because of a change that I made in my settings. I'll show you that change in a minute. Should be still in here. It's called setup. You see these things that have the name setup? I'm no longer getting that shield here that I would normally get. for something that had the word setup in it or install, special words. And the setup DVD decrypter thing also doesn't have a shield. It would have a shield if I didn't make that change. The change is the shield is the thing that disallows you to run it as a non-administrator. Where was that? Somewhere in local security policy, probably. I found a setting that looked like just exactly what I wanted. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do, but it still did something good. Where is it? It's not up yet. What I thought it was going to do was allow me to run any setup program as not administrator, but it's I can't get past that prompt for things that have a special setting in their manifest. Audit policies, no. Security options must be in here. Something to do with installer programs. I don't think this was it. That's still on the default. I changed it. This you can't do it. You need this, I think. Here. The default is enabled. Okay. When an application or installation package is detected, well, the detection is just by the file name, right? If you recall from a long time ago, I discovered that if you just name something in such a way that it has the letters S-E-T-U-P in a row in its name, then it's elevated to God mode immediately. In fact, if you search around through the registry, you'll find a list of those special names. There's my registry. I don't know if I can find it. I've come across it a few times. Trying to get this to work again. Doesn't seem to. You have to be local machine something. It might. I don't think it's Explorer. It might be. Okay, search for the word install. Where am I? Oh, that's probably what I did wrong with that other thing. Well, how do I get past this? It's just here. This might be it. You see? These special names I think this is the list of words that if part of them is found in a file name, it's treated as if it were it automatically gives it that special manifest. You don't want that, of course. I'm not sure if this is the one. I've run into this, and I was going to change this, but I figured there must be a way to do it without having to modify the registry, and I found this setting here. It does the modifying, modifies something else. I don't know what, but so now that DVD Decrypter, if I want to install it, here, I just run this. There's no prompt, okay? So now it's just running as a regular user. Let's just click through. I took these things off, and I didn't click this, and I and now had to do this part manually because it was pointing at program files. So the way I do that quickly is I have a batch file that takes me to the user program files directory, to my user program files, and then I can do this echo, which is probably find a simple way to do this, but I don't do it very often. Then I can get this, because it's a hidden directory, you can't navigate to this with Explorer, you have to know that it's there. And then I just add on to the end. Okay. Now I run this installation program, and it completes, and there are no problems. And it's not available for any of my other users. I know it can't. The program can't make any global changes to the system because it was installed without administrator privilege. And when it's run, it doesn't prompt for any elevation of privilege, just runs. Okay, and if you really had a DVD on your system, then you select the DVD you want to decrypt, and press this button and wait, and eventually it copies all the files. It's going to do this. This is some kind of global change it's trying to make, and it fails. Okay, no problem. Maybe what I can do is make a small hooker so that it won't do that last step and it won't bother me. I do this so rarely. After running that on your so-called local drive, you have a copy of the DVD, and if it really did have protection, then the protection would be gone. Now you can just double click on these and run them, and I ran it. This says 720 by 480, but that's not the actual size. When you open it up, it's going to be 640 by 480. In fact, that's just me knowing from experience what 640 by 480 looks like. It looks square. Human perception is in such a way that if you look at something and it appears square, then it's in a 4/3, approximately a 4/3 x per unit y ratio. If I take a print screen of this, just try to find out exactly what that ratio is, I can find out by just selecting it. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be 640 by 480. You can just tell. Oops. Oh. See? 640 by 480. But if you look at the description here, the frame width is 720. Now why is it not coming up 720? Well, that's because there's information on DVDs that tells you what the aspect ratio to display is. And here it is. Okay? This is how it should be displayed in this ratio, and this is the actual width and height, so it's done some squishing. Okay, now if I play this, you can see that it's playing correctly, nothing's warped or funny. So that plays fine. It's playing in an interlaced manner, even odds and evens. Oh, it's a progressive. Now that's weird. But it says top field first. Huh. You see that they're not all the same as DVDs. Now the audio is in a string. PCM is just raw audio data. It's not being converted to anything. It's coming in at this rate in terms of data, the amount of data, uncompressed data. So this is typically the amount of data that the data rate, I should say, for any kind of audio stream after the decompression part. This is not compressed, so there's no the machine doesn't have to do any work in order to extract the data from this part of the file. Now I've just opened this up into Avidemux. Now, one thing I could try to do is just save this as an AVI file. It's 1 hour. What I did was I selected this one. I do it again. It takes a few seconds, but I'll show you. I'll do it again. It created an index file somewhere in here. Let's delete that. You can see from the date. Can't really tell. All these files were created at the same time. If I just open this with Avidemux, I'm hoping that this is going to work. If not, it's still useful information because sometimes this does work, and you can create an AVI file without having to do any encoding. But in this case, in fact, I'm going to want to encode the audio into a compressed format. Now, you see there's 01_1 and 01_2, 3, and 4, and so on. That's one selection that you would get from this menu. And then there's the 02 bit. This here is probably nothing. It's probably 0 lifetime. Yeah, there's nothing there. This one also has something on it. It's 1 minute and 47 long. But I'm going to select this one. I don't want the menu. I just want from here onwards. So now it says that it's noticed that the files are named in a sequential manner. Should it load them all and glue them together? Yes. Now it'll create that index file. And I'll pause this video and let it finish. What I did, in fact, was I just killed this and I restored that file from the registry, so it should load it quick. Gah. I guess it didn't work. Okay, I'll have to go through it again. Okay, so here we are back. Now, I'm not sure if I can seek through this. Yeah, you'll see that you can see that it's not correct. This is displaying it in the 720 by 480 resolution. But I believe if I save this, now what I can do is just take a little bit of it, like that, and save to temp here. Let's say here, test. There's no encoding going on here. It's a straight up copy. I will want to encode the audio only if this works. If it works, it'll end up being an AVI file, as it is. It has an icon. Now it's not telling us what the size is. I'll just double click on it and see what happens. Okay. Audio, can't deal with the audio. It's just PCM format. I don't have anything set up for it. I could set it up, but okay. The video is correct though, in terms of size, right? So it's playing it correctly. If we look at the details, everything is exactly as it was on the DVD. And similarly for the audio, PCM format, which I could have work, but it's a big waste of space. You see this is 94 megs for a tiny little clip that's only 1 minute long. It's not that high quality anyway. What I can do is for the audio, instead of copying, I can convert it, let's say, to AC3 or something, or MP3. Let's try AC3. Let's see, bitrate 120 is probably good. We'll go to what would be typically a very good rate for AC3. Filters, probably none. Just try it without any filters. No shit. Yes. It'll be slower now, but it's only encoding the audio part. And here, we'll see, it's not going to be 100 megs. It looks like it's going to be about 50 or 60 maybe. More than that. I guess because it's definitely smaller, 77. It should play now correctly with sound. You won't hear the sound, but here it's AC3 audio. It's 2 megs worth of audio, which is quite a lot for just a minute, but run it. Shouldn't have any problems. Mute. Okay, no problems. It's playing correctly. Now, what you've just seen is how do I undo this? Clear selection. I don't know how to clear these. I'll just reopen it again. Reopen it, sorry. The open should be quick, it's quick. So that's what I'd like to do now. Let's just take the whole thing, a 1 hour video, and save it. They won't call it test, I'll call it what it is. I'll put it here, where it belongs. And this here is going at a very fast rate. It won't take any time, hardly any time at all, 13 minutes. And normally an encoding for an hour-long video, if you actually wanted to change its format, might take up to 10 hours of encoding time. Here now it's saying 5 minutes sometimes. On your system it might be faster, running another encoder and doing a bunch of other things at the same time. Once I stop this, it'll zip to the end very quick. And that's a very quick way to create an AVI file directly from the DVD with no encoding, so there's no loss in quality video, and I'm using a very good audio compression algorithm, so there won't be any audio loss that's noticeable, and that's it. Now this doesn't always work. Some DVDs, for instance, aren't progressive for one, and some will not be, they'll have extra black space around that needs to be cropped away. But in this case we were lucky, it didn't have any extra space. It's progressive, which means it's something that could be uploaded to a website for streaming view. If you wanted to stream this over the internet, you could do that as well. Okay, I hope that was informative. See you.